And joining me now is Dr. Patrick Doran. He's the Director of Conservation at the Nature Conservancy in Michigan. Patrick, it's good to have you here. We have been talking about algal blooms in Lake Erie for the past several years. There was a huge one in 2011, actually, that didn't even impact the drinking water the way it did just this past weekend. Is what happened this past weekend a wake-up call?
It's absolutely a wake-up call. I guess when I look at this, we've got a really big problem on our hands, and I think it's bigger than any of us realize. It's not a simple problem. You have these huge factors that are coming into play, right? We have climate change, warmer waters, more rain in big events, bringing more stuff in, right? We have our agricultural production, bringing in those sediments and nutrients into the system. We have aquatic invasive species which have made the water clearer so sunlight can get down there, right? And we have all these things kind of coming together. You put the algae in there, it's a great place to grow. We have a warm, shallow lake. It's a great place. If you want to grow plants, do it here, add a little plant food like phosphorus. We're going to have these types of blooms.
So it's happening in Lake Erie, and obviously happened there in the 60s, and it happened there a couple of years ago as well. What is it about Lake Erie that makes it so susceptible to algal blooms, and could it happen anywhere else in the Great Lakes?
Yeah. Again, it's shallow, it's warm, we have these factors coming in. Most of the phosphorus in the Great Lakes, like about 40% of the phosphorus in all of the Great Lakes, is coming into western Lake Erie. So again, shallowest lake, warmest lake, most of the phosphorus coming in there. But again, it's not just a problem in western Lake Erie, it's a problem in Saginaw Bay, it's a problem in Green Bay, and it's a problem in other places throughout the country and throughout the world. We've got to be thinking about these issues.
We've even talked a little bit about possibly Lake St. Clair could be susceptible to it as well.
Absolutely. Again, warm, shallow, phosphorus entering the system.
So when we see this and people are surprised that it starts impacting our drinking water, we need to start taking some next steps.
We shouldn't really be surprised. Again, this was predicted to be a year of not a major algal bloom problem, but you had a coincidence of the drinking water intake valves and the bloom happening right there, whether it was some winds or some currents that got it there. It was just that intersection. So it wasn't supposed to be a bad year, but now 500,000 people are not having drinking water. So we shouldn't be surprised. This is a big problem. It's going to take a long-term solution and dedication. We can't point fingers at one another.
Right.
It's this industry, it's that part of the thing. We can't do that. We have to start stepping up and say, it's part of me. I need to step up and solve this part of the problem.
All right, Patrick Doran, the Nature Conservancy, thanks so much for joining us.